Morning everyone, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to manipulate a studio background. I think I did a part 1 of the video, so this is another part. This is a whole different step from the first video I did. So these are before. This is what our picture looked like before. This is what it looks like before, and this is the outcome of the picture. So stay with me guys. In case you don't know how I achieved this in the first place, let me show you that originally this is what the picture looks like, but I want the picture to, as in I want the background to be more than the picture, so I'm going to stretch out the background a little bit. So that's how I achieved that. So how am I going to do that? I'll go to my crop tool. I'm currently using 5x7, so I'm just going to extend the edges, as you can see. So that's how I achieve what you saw here. So, and that's the first step while doing a picture manipulation, except you have a larger background. So once we're done with that, the next thing we're going to do, we are going to duplicate the layer by clicking on Ctrl J. So done with that, now we'll go to our selection tool by our rectangle marquee tool. We'll click on it. So I'm going to drag over this area, then I'll hold my shift key down, Ctrl T first for free transform, Ctrl T, then I'll hold down my shift key, then I'll drag. I'm trying to cover up the area where as in this blue area, I'm trying to cover it up with the original background. So once I'm done there, I'll click on my OK. So I'll deselect by clicking on Ctrl D. I'll go to the right hand side, also do the same thing there. I'll still click on Ctrl T. I'll hold down my shift key, then I'll drag over that area too. Once I'm done, I'll still click on OK. Ctrl D again, go to the down, the same thing. I'll click on Ctrl T, hold down my shift key again, I'll drag. Then I'll go to the last side also, hold down my shift key, I'll drag first, then I'll Ctrl T, hold down my shift key, then I drag. So I'll click on OK, then deselect again. The reason why I'm using my shift key while dragging, okay, let me go back a step before and you see. So I'll click on Ctrl Z. So if I'm to drag now, Ctrl T without holding my shift key, as you can see, once I click on OK, then deselect, you see the line, it shows that I drag off the area here, so it's not looking realistic enough. So then I'll click on my Ctrl Z back, then I'll hold down my shift key, Ctrl T first, hold the shift key down, then I drag, then I'll click OK once I'm done, then deselect by clicking on Ctrl D. So I think we're done with the first step for now. The next step, I'll go to my shadow and highlight. There's so much shadow in the picture, so I'm trying to kill a little bit of it. So I'll go to image, under image adjustments, then shadow and highlights. Automatically it's going to brighten up the picture for me, but it's kind of too much for me, so I'm going to reduce it. I'll reduce it. I think 13 is okay for me. Then I'll click my OK button. So we're done with the first and second step. The third step now is to work on the background a little bit before we'll start importing our external background which we'll be making use of. So the next thing I'll do, I want to remove the picture from the background itself. So I'll do that by using my quick selection tool over here. There are better ways of doing it. I can use my polygonal lasso tool or other tools, but I'm going to be using my quick selection tool to make it faster and also the picture is having a sharp edges, so there won't be issue for me while using it. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to click on select object. So I'll wait for it to load. Automatically it's going to select the image, the object in the picture for me. But note, for you to be using this quick selection tool and this select object, you have to be using a Photoshop or version 2019 and above, 60 2019 and above, for the selection to be perfect. And even though it won't be that perfect, but it will still be okay. But you just have to make few changes there. As you can see the picture over here, it did crop out some area for me perfectly, but look at some other areas. Look at the chair, look at the chair over here. Let's look again, and look at the leg. So we just have to make few amendments there. So I'm going to go to my polygon analyzer to click on it. Now make sure it's on addition. Then I'll go over the areas that are not that perfect. So I'm going to crop that area. So I'm going to trim over that area, so you can see. I'm going to trim over it. As you can see, I've worked on that area right now. So I'll go to the other part too, which is the leg. I'm going to trim over the area too. I'll go to the other toe too. I'll do the same thing there. For those who don't know, this picture was taken with Nikon D5100. I used the kit lens there, 18 to 55mm, and 2 light setup, which is Godox SK300. So those are the tools I use while taking this picture. So once I'm done with the cropping, I'll still have to change my selection to minus over here to remove this side, just to make the selection perfect. It won't be obvious if you are not to get to this extent, but we need something perfect. That's why we are going to this extreme end to do it. Okay, I think we're done with there. So the next thing, there's still a place left here. You have to crop that out too. And also this time around we're also using the minus instead of the addition. So I'm going to trim over that area. I'm going to trim over it gently. Okay, and I think we're done with the selections right now. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click on Ctrl J and to kill the two layer below. As you can see, we have our image perfectly removed without a background. So I'm going to turn it back on again. This time around I'm going to duplicate it, Ctrl J. So duplicating it now, there are some blemishes I have on the background, so I would like to remove some of the blemishes over there. Firstly, I'm going to use my clone stamp to remove one. So right now I'll be using my clone stamp as I said. So I'll pick my clone stamp, I'll increase the brush size. So I'm going to sample. Sample. I'm going to clean up this area. So I'm done with that. Next thing I will do, I will control click on the object I cropped out, control click on it, so that the selection will be, as in selection will come back. Then, but I'm still on my background layer. As you can see, I'm still on this layer right now. So the next thing I'm going to do right now, I'll go to my select. Under my select, I'll go to modify, then I'll expand. So expand, I'm going to be using 8. I'll click OK. Then I'm going to click on delete. Then I'll control D. So if you want to see what to delete off your image layer, sorry, your object, then up the below layer. As you can see right now, the background is left, the background is separate, the image is separate, and here is the layer before. So on the background layer now, I'll go to my blur filter. Under filter, I'll go to blur, then Gaussian blur. So I'm going to increase it. I am no longer seeing any blemishes again. As you can see, there's no more blemishes. So I'll click OK. You can see it removes all our blemishes for us, all the blemishes right now. But there's no longer shadow in the leg. It's looking not that realistic in nature again. So I'll be cleaning up some areas on the background. I will love the blemishes to be on some areas. So how am I going to do that? I'll click on my layer mask over here, click on it, then I'll pick my brush, make sure it's on black. I'll make sure my brush is on black. Then I'll reduce the opacity. Let me reduce the opacity. I think 51 is okay. This one is okay. Then I'll clean up the area. As you can see, the blemishes as in they are returning. Okay, I think this is okay. It's okay like this. It's somehow realistic in nature. So we're done with all that for now. The next step now is for we to import our background and start manipulating. So I'm going to do that. I'll go to my file manager over here. So I'll look for the background and pick it out. So this is the background I'll be making use of, somehow like a library. So I'm going to drag it in. Now the most important step while manipulating the picture is how to place the picture to make it look real. Right now, if I'm to paste it like it now, it will seem as if she's on air, which is not that realistic enough. So I'll have to drag it to make sure this the floor is also our own floor, so that our foot will be on the floor to make it look realistic. So I'm going to drag it. I'm going to adjust it, drag it. I think somehow okay like this. Then I'll click OK. So now I'll change the blend mode from normal. I'll change it to soft lights. Blend mode, soft lights. Sorry, it's still loading. I'll change it to soft lights. So you can see it blended in perfectly, no issues at all. So now we are going to color grade both the picture and also the object, which is our model. So firstly, I'll go to my cover adjustment layer, click on selective color. Firstly, I'm color grading the red, making it more red. So you can just mess with all the tools over here. So let me go to my blue. I'll do the same thing there too. So yellow, I'm going to increase the yellow too. So that's the first step of color grading by using selective color. So the next step is by way using load files. We are going to be making use of load files right now. So the first load file I'll be making use of is called Adora Standard. It's a follow come load file under Photoshop. So I'll click on color lookup, load 3D loads, Adora Standard. Which for it, as you can see, it darkens some area. It created shadows for us on the picture to make it look more realistic. It make the work look perfect. So that's the first color lookup I will going to be making use of. So the next one we're going to be making use of, I'm going to be importing it into the Photoshop. So I'll click on curve adjustment layer, click on curve adjustment layer, then click on color lookup, load 3D loads, then I'll load it, wait for it to load. So I'll go to the location where the load file is located, click on it. So firstly, it's reflex color tone. That's the first one I'll be making use of. Click on it, wait for it to load. As you can see right now, but this one, as in, it only works on the background. Our model is still somehow dark, so I'm going to drag it up to where our model is. As you can see, it's work on both the skin and the background, which is very nice right now to make our image look cool. So we're done with that. I'm still going to, you can leave the picture like this. I think it's still perfect this way, but if you don't want to use the color, don't want to use the skin tone on the background, you can just right click on the color lookup, then clip it on our model, as you can see right now. Then pick another one, go below, pick another one, go to color lookup again, color lookup, load 3D loads, load, still pick it again, replace color tone. If it's too much, you just have to reduce it. So you can see it's perfect. All this keytone I'm using for my color grading, my presets, they are available for sales on my store. The background manipulation pack is there for you to manipulate. So many backgrounds are there for you to make use of. So you can just visit my store and purchase them. Very affordable, and it's worth the money, and also you won't regret buying it. If you have any question on anything, you can just contact me on my WhatsApp and also on my Facebook, Instagram. Also message me there. I'll get back to you on any information you need as soon as possible. So I think this is perfect enough right now. We can just leave it like this, because right now we are making use of a library. By manipulating it, if you are doing anything relating, if you have to make sure you are working on a library, everything you are to use have to be related to a library. If you are working, maybe let us say space, let us say outside space, outside planet Earth, everything you are going to be using the picture has to deal with things from outside the space. If you are working on maybe a sea, every picture you are going to be using for your manipulation has to deal with anything that is related to the sea. Also, when it comes to words, so maybe you are trying to do your background manipulation being in the front line, everything you are going to be used, you are going to use the has to relate to war. So note that to make it creative enough. That's what I'm telling you this tip. So we are done right now. I can just smoothen my model skin a little bit. I'm not going to be retouching our pictures right now because this picture is just manipulation. So I'm going to smoothen the skin. There's a brush I have over here which is called the smudge brush. It sells for 1000 naira. I use it for my artwork, but sometimes, me being lazy, I also use it on my pictures too. So the link is also in the description below if you are interested in getting one for yourself. It's a plugin you can use for artwork and also smoothing your skin too. So I'll go to my smudge brush. I think the strength is okay. I'll increase it. Let me zoom in so that I can see what I'm doing right now. So if I'm to smoothen the skin, as you can see, the skin will be perfectly smooth with no blemishes left, no stress at all. It will seem as if you retouched it. as you can see. So normally I'm supposed to retouch the picture, but right now the video I'm working on, it's for background manipulation. On my next video I'll probably be doing both the manipulation and also the retouching at the same time, but in this one I'm only going to be doing the manipulation alone. As you can see, look at our skin, look at our model skin right now, look at how neat it is. Let me remove the blemishes over here also. So the brush is awesome. It's awesome for someone to get. You can use it to work on the skin, on the face, to any area of the body you can use to work on. So right now I'm going to be importing another object that we're going to add as overlay to the picture. So I'm going to be importing this book. These are PNG files. I'll be dropping both the background layer and this PNG file in the description below for you guys to download, but the load file is for sale. Anybody who is interested in buying can contact me. I'll get back to them as soon as possible. So these are book over here, these are our PNG files over here, but as in it's not well arranged. So how are we going to arrange it? We'll pick our, these are our rectangle too over here, or probably our polygonal axle too. So I'm going to be cropping it out one after the other. This is the first one. Click on Ctrl J. I'll pick the second one too. Also click on Ctrl J. Sorry, go back to the image layer, Ctrl J. Pick the third one also. Click on Ctrl J. Also probably the fourth one too. Click on Ctrl J also. So I'll delete the main image layer. So you can see right now all this image here now are separated, so I can drag each one at a time and adjust it till I see fit. So I'm going to be dragging it to any location I want. Probably this one should be here, this one should be here, this one should be here, this one should be above. And if I want to duplicate it also, maybe I want to use one twice, I'm going to hold down my Alt key, then I'll drag it to any area I want it to be. So you can see, Alt key down, Alt key, then I'll drag it. So I think this is the awesome. You can decide to add any other things to it you see fit. Just make sure you are creative about it. Create something nice, create something awesome. So once we're done with inserting these PNG files, I would like to darken the edges over here, darken the edges a little bit. So I'm going to create a new empty layer by clicking over my layer icon over here, create a new layer. So I'll go to my gradient, click on my gradient. It's already on black, so I'll drag over here. As you can see, go to the left hand side also, do the same thing. As you can see, go down, the same thing, go to my right hand side also. So as you can see, we're cracking the edges a little bit. We can do it as a vintage in our camera raw filter, but I think this is way easier than clicking on camera raw and waiting for it to load up. You can see the picture. As I have the picture over here, it looks as if she took the picture there. Look at the details in the leg. So these are the type of details we love keeping while manipulating picture, so that someone can tell if it is real or if it is manipulated. So try to make yourself this perfect. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also turn on the notification icon. If you have any question, you can contact me on my Facebook handle, and also drop a comment in the comment section below. So love you all, guys. If you're interested in getting any of my pack or any of my loads pack, contact me down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And also the link to my store where you can get the files also available down below. Thanks guys, thanks for watching.